job exists because we are stupid. I had a temp job in a posh department store a few years ago. The escalator going down from floor 2 to floor 1 had to be taken out to be replaced, which took a month. Despite the many notices and the signs directing people to the lifts and stairs, a member of staff had to stand at the top of the closed escalator just to direct the public to the lifts and stairs. It broke people's brains and it was worrying to see how many tried to get past the barriers, or got pissed and shouty because there was no escalator. Like, holy shit, how did people cope before moving stairs were invented? Met a guy once. His job was putting dirt on potatoes. Somebody along the supply chain washed them pretty well by the time they got to the grocery. People didn't trust the clean potatoes, so one guy had to put dirt back on them to make them more authentic. My husband is a labor and employment attorney for a massive company and gives monthly seminars to everyone there not to send dick pics / sexually harass one another. And like clockwork, someone in that room does it within a couple weeks. On crowded nights, Disney Springs has employees working at crosswalks at the intersections from the overflowing parking lots to tell people when they can cross. They're normal intersections that have lights telling you when you can cross. People just don't acknowledge them and will try to run across oncoming traffic. The companies that get you out of timeshares. I'm a self-serve gas station attendant. Honestly, the only reason I'm here is to slap the emergency stop button if someone starts pumping gas outside their car / gas can. Oh, and shut off the pumps when I leave. I have a side gig doing data entry. I earn $25 an hour copying and pasting stuff from a web page into an Excel spreadsheet while doing some light formatting. Tier 1 IT support. Did you try turning it off and on again? Sure you did. Could you blow into the cable to make sure there is no dust in the connect? Oh, the cable was loose? How surprising. Have a good day. Traffic police in Baltimore. I was there this summer and the gridlock was atrocious. People push their way into the intersection, the light turns red, and they are stuck there until the light is about to turn red in the opposite direction, at which point those people push their way into the intersection and the cycle perpetuates. During rush hour, they have police standing in the intersections. Not the direct traffic though, simply to hold their hand up when the light turns red so that people don't push their way into the intersection. Basically, a human has to stand in traffic for hours just to tell the drivers what the lights mean. It was unbelievable. Psychic detectives. Because why trust a professional detective to be intuitive? At my university we have a person whose job is to stand by the garbage area and make sure people dispose of their trash appropriately. Mat lab cleaners. It's pretty sad to see how much this industry is growing in Australia. Safety manager here. A big portion of my job is saying stuff like, please don't smoke near this flammable liquid, or other things most of us take for granted that people already know. Litter control personnel for public parks and beaches. Bouncers at bars and clubs. Drunk people can be the biggest idiots and you need someone there that can handle them, so they don't ruin other people's good time. I work in an aquarium and we have what I can best describe as floor guides, which are just staff that interact with people and share interesting info about the exhibits. Realistically, while that is part of the job, the main reason for these people being out there is to tell people to keep their hands off the stingray and turtle tanks, because for some reason beyond my comprehension, people don't naturally get this concept. At least once a day I hear, well, why can't I touch the stingrays? And so far my all-time favorite outcome of that question was a kid who said, they have the word sting in their name. I have wanted to say that so many times, but I'm unable. Edit. Since this post got some attention, I'd like to point out that stingrays are relatively harmless and won't sting unless they are in fear for their life and no escape. They want to run away before all else and are actually quite friendly. That being said, it isn't that we don't trust the rays, we just don't trust the people. Also, we do have a touch tank with rays in it, but it is curated and the barbs on those rays are trimmed regularly as a further precaution. The guys who install rubber padding around telephone and light poles so when we walk and text, we don't break our noses walking straight into them. Ticket companies that sell you tickets from ticket companies that sell you tickets. My first job out of college was to stand outside of Aldi's and help the people out to figure out to put the quarter in the slot to release the shopping cart and then, later, how to put the chain back in to get their quarter back. I said F that. I stood there all day, baked out of my gourd. Televangelists. I hope I live to see the day people stop giving money to conmen who buy McMansions and private jets and claim they deserve it because God loves them. My job, financial advisor. 1. Save money for retirement. At least 10% of what you earn, gross, in an IRA or employer-sponsored plan. Put it in gross mutual funds or ETFs and don't touch it until you're satisfied you have enough there to live on. No more than 4-5% of the balance per year for the rest of your life. Don't consider individual stocks with this money. 2. Establish a basic budget based on your post-retirement savings income and current expenses. Do not spend more than you bring in on a regular basis. 3. Save a little after-tax money from every paycheck in an FDIC-insured savings account. This is your emergency fund. Don't touch it if you're not in financial dire straits. 4. Once you have at least 3 months of expenses covered by that emergency account, keep saving the money, but flow it to another investment vehicle such as stocks, bonds, CDs, treasuries, real estate, precious metals. Whatever you are comfortable with depending on your goals and risk tolerance that can at least hold value. If not, grow it. This is your savings for home, car, vacation and other major purchases. 5. With the possible exceptions of purchasing a home or borrowing for education that will actually pay for itself. Don't take on debt. Pay off your credit cards monthly. Pay your bills on time. If you can't follow the above, take a hard look at your lifestyle. Either find a way to earn more money, spend less money, or both. Second jobs are sometimes necessary, or many people just need to eat out less, go to bars less, drive a cheaper car, or downgrade their living situation. Don't give in trying to impress others or looking good on social media. Just do you.